Welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we have fun being entrepreneurs, have crazy commentary, but it's fun, and sometimes we learn something. Wait, you can have fun and learn something? Huh. I was never taught that in school.
Neither was I. I was always taught that in order to have fun, never mind. No, how to turn...
Okay, get back in your cage.
How do I turn stress into creative energy? Well, I think that when I'm feeling stressed out, I just realize that I shift my focus into this. And that we're officially a company of real business with real products, real services. And I remember that everything that happens to me that I don't like is transient. And that I don't have to give all of my emotions to it at the time. I don't have to get involved with it. I don't have to get consumed by the way I'm feeling at that time. And before I used to, before all these books I've read and these audio courses and having this great mastermind, I used to get really just consumed with stress and anxiety. And now I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit because it's going to pass. Good things are coming. And the more we give energy to the positive, the less the negative can affect us. And we actually learn how to build a subconscious wall so that we can block out negativity from affecting us so much. Now, that doesn't mean that negative stuff it doesn't mean negative stuff won't still happen, but I think that when you safeguard your subconscious mind by choosing to take your focus away from whatever's happening as soon as possible, it lessens the impact of the event on you way more. It really cushions the blow of whatever's going on. But of course, it all depends on what's happening. Like if you're in a serious car accident or something, it's going to be pretty hard to be like, hey, I'm going to go read Think and Grow Rich now and I'm going to have a great day. I mean, that kind of stuff, big, huge events like that, it's very difficult to remain mindful at that specific moment as opposed to stressed out, anxious, and stuff like that when something huge like that happens. But I think it's how long are you going to stay in that mode? I know, I mean, you had a huge car accident, maybe you lost a family member, which I empathize with anyone who has in car accidents, but all you can do is move forward from a stressful situation. All you can do is pick up and move on, and that's all you can do, because then you open yourself up to attracting better stuff. So that's how I deal with it now, myself. I don't know. What about anybody else?
Like you were saying about being scared, and now granted, like real bad situations, it's hard to just be like recoup back, do cruises or get in a fight with your friend or you get really injured or something. It's hard. But here's what I found. And this may sound crazy. I'm going to tell a story to open it up. So basically today I had a meeting at like 4:30 with one of my boss's boss. And I'm nervous because he's like, I had some feedback and different things were happening. But I said, everything's going to work out. I have this crazy underlying belief everything's going to work out. If you're more religious, you can say, don't be anxious for tomorrow, Or if you're looking at it from a Buddhist perspective, you can say that there's a force out there that is going to guide the snow, the trees, everything that is in this room, and everything that's me, and that I'm never alone or helpless. And since I've had that attitude that, for lack of a better word, the universe will take care of me, I got out of that meeting fine. They were really happy with what I was doing. I was completely shocked. I thought I was going to get yelled at. And then I got here on time, even though it was supposed to be. They somehow managed to get early so I could get everything I need to get done. And then I get a call from a friend saying, hey, Green, we haven't talked in a while. I want to send you some stuff. I really like what you're doing with your Entrepreneur Power Hour. That was really nice. And then to get on the phone and talk to Chris and Cedric about what we're doing and see him get excited. So what I'm saying to you is, when you get stressful, understand that it's temporary, like Chris was saying, and that there's a stronger force out there, call it whatever you want, that will guide you through. And if you're an entrepreneur, and you especially keep that, you're going to find more and more opportunities as an entrepreneur. So we got Ron, Dan Sissick, Francis, James Smith is back. Welcome back, James. We have
host tonight, yeah.
And we have Francis. So let's rock. What do you guys think when you're in a stressful situation is the best way to turn it into a positive one?
Well, for me, obviously, it's the first thing is one of the things you can obviously do to protect yourself from finding yourself in a stressful situation is to be a good planner. If you plan things out, then you don't get surprises, and it helps. But obviously, we all know that the day is dynamic, and things change and stuff happens, and so that can all go out the window. Your planning could go out the window, and you can get stressed. But maybe I can bring up a perspective that will give you another angle to think about what stress does to you from a wellness standpoint, your longevity and your health. There's a new science that some of you may or may not have heard of called epigenetics. And it's different than regular genetics, because genetics is a predisposition that you inherit from your parents, but epigenetics is how the environment, the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food, and even your emotions affect your biology. Stress is a perfect example because it releases cortisol, which is not a good thing for your health. So your state of mind, what you think, your state of mind and what you think can affect your health. So if you're feeling stressed out, just remember it's not only affecting the way that you're acting and maybe getting in your way of accomplishing things, but it could also be negatively affecting your health. And so just another thing to add to the shopping bag, if you will, of negative things that negative emotions do for you.
Yeah, I actually watched it. Sorry.
That's okay.
I watched a TED Talk on that because I had a lot of people and I talked to them about epigenetics. I'm like, well, you do know there is biology that gives you kind of a predisposition to something. I'm not denying that for 1 second. However, if we look further, there's the possibility of consciousness being able to alter that biology. So you may say, I'm predispositioned for diabetes, or I'm predispositioned to go to a Carrot Top concert. You get really, really stressful because that's a bad event, or it could be a bad series of events. But then you can look at the fact that my awareness, my current state of awareness, has the ability, like a placebo, as much as you want to laugh giving a sugar pill to cure a disease, as much as my awareness is concerned, I can overcome that bad genetic defect, or I can overcome that stressful situation.
What you're saying, and I'll say it in another way, is epigenetics affects how the genes you're born with express themselves, which means epigenetics means that the environment has the ability to turn some genes off and some genes on. So you may be born with an excellent set of genes to process cholesterol. However, because you've been exposed to certain environmental things, you've turned those good genes off. And of course, the reverse applies.
Yeah. And genes definitely do deal, since our topic is turning stress into creative energy. I think it's important to find an environment where you're not stressed out. That's why I like the Power Hour, because I can get real with myself. I can be Kareem Mays when I'm at work, or when you're at a cubicle. Maybe, Dan, you can sympathize with this, being an accountant. You have to maintain that professionalism. And then you can't always say what the exact thing you want. And I think cultivating your environment, not that it's not going to be stressful ever. I mean, there's stressful environments, but what's a good environment, guys, to get rid of that stress, to knock that stress off?
Non-judgmental.
All right. What do you think, Dan? What do you think, Fran? What's a good environment if I'm trying to shake off the stress so I can be more creative?
I think it's good. Sorry. Who was that?
I don't know. Go ahead, Ron.
I was just going to say that, it's really funny with the stress. I've got two things that I've been doing that really has opened the stress levels out. Just blew them up. And one of the things that, I do a lot of meditating. That you have the breathing. You gotta have that comfort space. At the same point, I've also discovered that opening up that verse. So I'm doing a lot of writing again. To the point where I'm starting to, I've got a lot of accolades now starting to come my way from some of the stuff I've written. And that's all from, taking actually, I find stress really amusing, because it's like, okay, this is the way that if I take a moment for myself and breathe, just really internalize it, and then also turn around and write, because what happens, all those negative things, I can turn around and use that as ammunition and, attack those things, because usually when I think about stress, I'm thinking that's some sort of a fear basis that's causing the stress. So a lot of times it's easier just to attack it head on, and it's a way of overcoming it.